Hi, I'm Bob with Wolfe Ridge. Guys, it's time to do some maintenance on the 17 VS that's in my personal woodyard right now. This has got the Honda iGX390 single-cylinder engine on it, and we're going to do an oil change today. And I'm going to show you a few secrets that you might not have known about your 17 VS. So one of the hidden features, I have talked about this a lot, but there may be some people that still do not know that this engine does have a fuel shutoff on it. And I'm going to try to point to, you can see there's a little picture of a gas pump and a lever over there. And that lever needs to be pointing towards the gas pump in order for the fuel to be on. So right now the fuel is off, and I'm going to kind of wrap in the second hidden option. Now everybody knows that these machines have electric start, and I'm going to show you something else just in case your battery's dead. My battery is not dead, so I can show you here. Right. First, I'm going to turn that gas valve into the on position and put that towards the gas pump. Okay. Now I'm letting the carburetor fill up with gas. And I do have the key in the on position. So then what I'm going to do, show you the feature you may not have known about. These have a backup pull start on them as well. So in the event that your battery was dead, the standard 17 VS with this iGX390 has a pull rope on it. So it's not really positioned the best for wanting to use it all the time, but I'm going to pull the slack out of the rope here. You can see I like to pull the slack out of anything with a recoil rope before I try to start it. And I'll just give that a pull. And I'll give it one more pull. While that is warming up, I'll show you what I have here for tools and supplies. Now, you don't have to use full synthetic or anything crazy fancy in these engines. You're supposed to use an automotive grade 4-stroke engine oil. Now, 10W30 is what Honda recommends. And I went with synthetic because the price difference is just so minor, because you're only using, basically that engine is going to call for 37 ounces of oil. So I have 1 quart plus a little bit more. I have a couple of different funnels here, oil drain pan, and to keep things simple, I just brought 2 crescent wrenches. I did flip that up to high throttle, and it's been running for about 5 minutes. Come back here, put it on low idle, and then we'll turn the key off. Well, there's a lot of things that I like about the VS machines, and ease of service is definitely one of those. So got my oil drain pan here. I have a drain plug with a hose already attached to it from the factory here. I'm going to try to form it a little bit so when I take these plugs off, I can just leave it here. And what I'm going to do here is take my crescent wrenches. I'll put the small one on the inner because I have that one is a little bit overkill for the job here. And lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So what I want to do here is pop this nut, or bolt, or plug, whatever you want to call it here, loose. If I hold it up like this, I can take this plug out and I will not spill anything on myself. Set that plug up here. And now I can just drop this downward. And if I want this to flow a little faster, I can take out the fill plug here. Then I'm just going to leave this sit and drain. This oil still looks pretty good. The machine's only got 31 hours on it, and I believe the break-in oil change was already done, but I really wanted to get some new stuff in here and make this video as well. All right, we're at the end of the drain session here. It's just got a little bit of a drip going on. Now what's cool about these drain tubes is, like I was telling you when I first took it off, you can pick this thing up. All the leftover oil will drain back this way, and then I can thread this cap on. And so far I have not gotten any oil on my hands. I do have a little bit of a rag here, so I'm going to wipe this off before I snug it up. And now I'm going to take both wrenches here, put the small one on the back side here. These are both the same size, but this crescent wrench is a little thinner, so it makes it so I can actually tighten this one. And I'll snug that up. And we're done with the drain process. I'm just gonna slide that back under here for safekeeping. You can put a zip tie around this hydraulic hose if you want to, but it's not gonna hurt anything to just sit right there also. And I'm gonna take this drain oil pan out of the picture. This down here on the engine is the oil fill and also where the dipstick goes in. And it makes it pretty hard to use a traditional style funnel. So I have this extended funnel here. I could probably put a link in the description for this thing. I would assume you can get it on Amazon, but I'm gonna put that into the hole here, and I'm still probably gonna have to put a little bit of upward pressure on this as I pour the oil in. Now, Honda states that this engine calls for 37 ounces if it was completely empty. So if we put in 1 full quart, we're gonna be at a pretty good baseline. Now, I'm gonna pull this out just a little bit from the engine so I don't have an airlock there, and then I'm going to pour slow because there, like I said, there isn't much of a angle here, and if I pour this too fast, it's just gonna come right back at me. But it's pouring in at a pretty good pace here. And again, you don't have to use full synthetic. You can use a synthetic blend. You can use traditional oil. I think the difference per quart was for standard oil was like $5 a quart, and this stuff was $7 a quart. So I figured for the extra $4, since I bought 2 quarts, might as well run the synthetic. All right, so we got 1 full quart in there right now. I'll let the funnel sit there and drain out the rest of the way. Then I'm going to take my rag here, kind of slide it down the funnel, pull the funnel onto it, and set this aside for the time being. Now the dipstick still had some oil on it, so I'm gonna wipe all of that off, get this completely clean. And these hash marks here, you see that there's no empty or full. Basically, we wanna be somewhere in here on the hashes. So I'm gonna put this in, I'm gonna thread it in here. Then I'll back it out and see where we're sitting. We don't want to overfill it, because if we overfill it, whenever you go to take the dipstick out, it'll spill out. Now you can see I'm sitting right about here. So I will put 2 or 3 more ounces in there. And this is where you got to be careful, because if you put in too much, you'll kind of regret that. Spill it everywhere and make a mess out of things. So pour that in, then I'm going to check the window on here. That was probably already an ounce or 2. If we get down here to 28 ounces on the window, then we'll have put in 36. We are just about there. And I realize that I'm doing the same thing 10 times here, but I just really don't want to overfill it. Now, again, pull the funnel out, set it aside. I already cleaned off the dipstick before I set it back down, so we've got nothing on the dipstick right now. Put that back in. Make sure you don't cross thread it. It does have a gasket on it. Once it's flush against the engine block, then give it maybe 1/8 of a turn just to seal. And pull this back out and check it. I am comfortable with that. We are sitting about right here. And we want to leave some room for expansion. Honda says it takes 37 ounces when it's completely empty. And we put in 36. So I am okay with that. And I can show you here. We took just about 4 ounces out of this bottle and a full quart from the other one. Just like that, maintenance is completed. I'm going to start it up and let it run for maybe 15 seconds, shut it down, and we'll check the oil one more time. Full throttle. Back down. So we'll wipe off the dipstick completely here. And then we will double check our level. It's important to wipe that stick off before you put it back in to get yourself an accurate reading where things are at. You can see that looks really good. I showed you the fuel shutoff and I showed you the pull start, but there is one other thing on this engine. This does have an automatic choke and electronic throttle. But if you are in, let's say, 10 degrees, 0 degrees, 20 below zero, you probably don't want to be splitting wood anyway at that point, but it does have a manual choke on it. And I want to show you that because it's kind of hidden down here. Let's see if I can point that out. So on the side of the carburetor here, this is a manual choke. So if you're having a problem getting it to start with, think it needs more choke, you can manually choke it there and still pull start it or use the electric start. But right now, I'll turn that back into the auto position. So there you have it. Oil change is done in the 17 VS. I think in total I have about 30 minutes out here, and that includes shooting this video. I got no oil on my hands, so if I can get away with that, you can too. Remember to make time to maintain your equipment so your equipment doesn't make the time for you. If you'd like more information on any of the Wolfe Ridge products, including pricing, tech specs, photos, videos, dealer locator, our event schedule, and much more, please check out the website, www.wolferidgemfg.com. Of course, you can give us a call or send us an email. I'll make sure to put those links in the description. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for the support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.